One person is dead and 6 others injured in a shooting in Madison Parish. We'll tell you the latest details. And a major milestone towards healing in El Paso, Texas happened today following the deadly Walmart attack. We'll show you how the victims were honored. Plus, the ice skating rink in El Dorado officially opened today. How long will it stay open and what exactly are the prices? Find out. Hello and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Gabrielle Pfeiffer. Our top story tonight, one person is dead and 6 others injured following a shooting in Tallulah earlier this morning. Here's what we know so far. The shooting happened at a dance hall known as Club Peg. According to authorities, a person went to a vehicle outside the club following an argument. The person then started shooting into a large crowd of people, but the shooting is still under investigation. The Monroe Police Department needs your help searching for a runaway juvenile. Officials are looking for 14-year-old Serenity Hannon. She was last seen on Monday around the 200 block of Smith Street. Her last known clothing description was a lime green shirt. Her hair was styled in a long burgundy ponytail. She's 5 foot 4 inches tall and weighs approximately 150 pounds. If you've seen Hannon, contact the Monroe Police Department at the number you see right there on your screen. Well, a major step towards recovery in El Paso, Texas. Nearly 3 months after that deadly Walmart shooting in August, a monument was unveiled today to honor the 22 people that were killed. Meanwhile, we're learning the Mexican government is taking action to help some victims sue Walmart. Meredith Wood has the latest.
A lighted memorial at a Walmart in El Paso, Texas, paying tribute to 22 people gunned down there in August.
We hope it serves as a reminder of the extraordinary way in which El Paso community responded in the face of unprecedented tragedy.
On Saturday, the Grand Cadilla honoring them was publicly dedicated during a ceremony at the Walmart.
Our community, our region, has experienced much pain this year. But in this, we've also seen how remarkably resilient we are.
The unveiling comes just days after the store reopened for the first time since it was shut down after the attack. The monument is made up of 22 individual arcs grouped together in a single massive 30-foot tall candle.
Those who perished and their families will not be forgotten. With this Candela Memorial, we will always honor your memory.
Meanwhile, the Mexican government is helping some of the victims' families sue Walmart. According to Mexico's Foreign Relations Ministry, the plaintiffs want the retail giant to provide better security for its customers. Walmart declined to comment as it has not seen the lawsuit. I'm Meredith Wood reporting.
Mexican officials are also seeking extradition of the 22-year-old so he can stand trial in Mexico and face terrorism charges. The accused gunman, who has been charged with capital murder, pleaded not guilty in a Texas courtroom last month. Monroe City Councilman Kenneth Wilson hosted a turkey giveaway today. His organization called PEEP gave out Thanksgiving supplies to 80 senior citizens for the holidays. Supplies included turkeys, sides, and other Thanksgiving necessities. He said they're doing what they can to help make sure everyone has a chance to take part of the celebration.
We celebrating 20 years of me giving back to the community, 80 families who received turkeys and also a bag of trimmings for Thanksgiving.
The event, Wilson also announced he will not be running for city council again. Students in Grambling had a chance to experiment with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It was all a part of the first STEM Fest that was held at the Assembly Center earlier today. Kids from kindergarten to 12th grade attended to get a hands-on experience on what STEM is all about. They created their own experiments and learned about some projects that have been made through programs by older students. STEM is a program that helps students prepare for the future and meet the demands of the dynamic and evolving workforce. The Crossett community joined together today for the 8th annual Ashley County Alzheimer's Walk. Runners were able to participate in the 5K run earlier this morning, but those that weren't interested in a race walked the track for a 1-mile walk. Families affected by the disease were able to get together, reminisce, and fellowship. They even had a cinnamon roll and chili cook-off. All proceeds go to Alzheimer's patients and their caregivers that live specifically in Crossett.
What we do is just say, you tell us your need. We don't tell you what we'll give you money for. You tell us your need, and we're going to reach out to you and help you in any way we can.
To apply for assistance, you can go up to Heaven Sent Salon in Crossett or contact any of the board members. Well, Santa sure does make his rounds because he was in El Dorado for the opening day of the ice skating rink. Residents and visitors officially stepped foot on the ice this morning. What was once the Murphy Arts District Amphitheater is now an ice skating rink. Kids and adults of all ages were out on the ice with their skates, skating aids, and helmets. It's the first time there has been an ice skating rink there in El Dorado, and it's real ice. We talked to the kids today, and they were absolutely thrilled.
This is the first time they got this in El Dorado. Pretty excited since we're in the South. We don't get ice and we don't get to skate much. We actually have something to do. This is my first time ice skating, and it's just really fun.
The ice rink will stay open until January the 5th. For more information about hours and prices, visit their website at eldomad.com. Well, Christmas is still a little over a month away, but Santa Claus stopped in West Monroe earlier this morning. It was all a part of the 15th annual Santa Stop. This year, Santa and Mrs. Claus flew on a helicopter to greet all of the good boys and girls. During his arrival at the Ike Hamilton Expo Center, he enjoyed free food and activities inside. After their arrival, Santa and Mrs. Claus spent the rest of their visit taking free professional photos.
I came to come see Santa and play games and get cookies and milk. Santa came into a helicopter.
The Santa Stop has been hosted by Sunny 98.3 for the last 14 years. And coming up on NBC 10 News at 10, how much screen time is too much time for your kids? We'll tell you what doctors recommend coming up after the break.
And our weather is going to be kind of all over the place as we head into the Thanksgiving week. We'll see sometimes the temperature swings and rain chances. We'll talk about all those details coming up when NBC 10 News at 10 continues.
Shop and experience historic downtown West Monroe.
1 in 4 children in Northeast Louisiana is struggling with hunger.
That's 1 in 4 local kids wondering where their next meal is coming from.
And that's why our Christmas Cheer food drive is so important.
Please help by donating non-perishable food items to these participating schools.
All food collected will be delivered by Coca-Cola to the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana and distributed to those in need.
Let's make a difference.
And let kids be kids instead of being hungry this holiday season.
This holiday, celebrate like a Caniac. Fill your sleigh at Raising Cane's with cooked-to-order chicken fingers, cane sauce, crinkle-cut fries, and fresh brewed tea. And make spirits bright with gift cards and our holiday plush puppy. This is Raising Cane's founder, Todd Graves. Happy holidays from all of us. One love.
Welcome to Toyotathon.
Hey.
Ready for a great deal?
You know it.
With savings on Camry, RAV4, Highlander, and more, it really is the most magical time of the year. Can you pretend you didn't see this?
But I'm seeing it.
During Toyotathon, get $2,500 customer cash. Or qualified buyers get 0% APR financing for 60 months on a new 2019 Camry. Hurry in today.
You never know what you'll find at Toyotathon. Come in today.
Toyota, let's go places.
Me, Will Ferrell? The funny man. On Saturday Night Live? Get off the set! I'll beat you!
Oh, brother, this guy.
What's going on?
Hi, I'm Randall Gilly. For over 40 years, Gilly's has served our community with exceptional service. We have some of the best trained employees in our industry, some that have been with us for over 26 years.
During the Lennox Fall Sales Event, receive up to $1,600 rebates or finance a new Lennox system for as low as $116 a month. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Just call the local guys.
Gilly's Heating and Cooling. We heat
at 10 continues.
How much time does your child spend in front of a screen? A recent study is shedding light on concerns when it comes to preschoolers watching too much TV. Tori Dunnan reports.
It's kind of my soapbox. So
Shannon Vicentine is a pediatric occupational therapist. She has strong opinions about screen time in young kids.
I'm feeling lately that a lot of kids cannot problem solve. They come in, they cannot build a fort.
She met us at a science museum, an example of an alternative to TV. The term screen time has become a double-edged sword. Experts believe it's a part of life, but it's changing life.
Seeing these babies and these toddlers on phones at the park and at restaurants, it's starting to bother me a lot more and more because they're not getting the language and the interaction with their friends and their family, and they're not multi-sensory learning.
A new study looked at the brains of 3 to 5-year-olds who use screens more than the recommended 1 hour a day. The finding? It affected brain development, language, literacy, and cognitive skills.
There is time, I believe.
Buffy Pagano has twin 4.5-year-olds. She says you have to allow yourself the convenience of screen time to a certain degree.
But you have to also teach your kid, when you have your iPad and somebody walks into the room, you put your iPad down and you go over and address them and say hello. You still have to be a parent.
Vicentine warns parents should limit their screen time around their children as well.
Sometimes you'll see more behaviors come out because the negative behaviors are now getting their parents' attention away from that device and that phone.
The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends children between the ages of 2 and 5 limit their screen time to an hour a day. Yeah, so, okay, Brian, it rained yesterday. It was nice today. What are we expecting for Thanksgiving week?
Well, there'll be some chances for rain, but it looks like it's good news as far as it on the actual holiday. We'll have all those details coming up next. You're watching NBC 10 News at 10.
Shop and experience historic downtown West Monroe.
Presenting the Holiday Gift Guide with Kim's Unique Boutique, The Vape Escape, Landry's Vineyard, American Mattress Outlet, Sullivan's Feed and Western Wear, The E-Spot Vape Shop, and Magical Mystic. Thanksgiving Day at 6:30 on NBC 10.
I'm Attorney General Leslie Rutledge, and you're watching The Rutledge Report. Opioids kill hundreds of Arkansans every year, tearing families apart. On average, there are 62 pills for every man, woman, and child. Together, let's educate everyone, enforce the laws, and end this epidemic. After all, Arkansas is just one big small town. At the Attorney General's office, we will do the fighting for you. Call us at 800-482-8982 or visit arkansasag.gov.
It's the Polaris Great American Thank You event at Bayou Power Sports. There's special financing and rebates like $1,000 on 2019 Polaris Sportsman 570 SP or $500 on 2020 Ranger XP 1000. And just in time for Christmas, buy a 2019 Ranger North Star Edition, a great Polaris side-by-side with heat and air, and get a $1,500 rebate or a 2019 Polaris Outlaw 50 for free at Bayou Power Sports, I-20 Frontage Road, just past Sam's Monroe.
At Cracker Barrel, we're cooking up warm feelings of home this season with country fried turkey, hand-breaded, fried till crispy, and topped with holiday herbed gravy. Our take on a festive favorite is back, and it's only at Cracker Barrel. So come on home for the holidays. Come on home to Cracker Barrel.
Yummy lip balm! Yummy lip balm? My lips get so dry and cracked, I need serious relief. That's why I use O'Keeffe's Lip Repair. It's all-day moisture in one use and is guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked lips. Thanks to O'Keeffe's, I got my lips back.
You got me. What do you want? I've got AI robots. I've got VR goggles.
I want your sled, please.
No.
Be a shame if this went viral.
For those who never compromise. The Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
It was pretty good this year.
Lease the GLE 350 SUV for $639 a month at the Mercedes-Benz Winter Event.
Storm Tracker Doppler Radar, sponsored by bankruptcy attorney E. Orem Young. Now, your local weather with meteorologist Brian Briggs.
Well, good Saturday evening to you. Hopefully your day was wonderful. Saw a lot of sunshine out there today, but there was a little bit of a chill in the air as that cooler and drier air filtered in after our cold front. And tonight we are not dealing with any showers or storms. Live storm tracker Doppler radar brought to you by Eorm Young showing things are quiet now. That high pressure at least is taking a temporary hold of our weather here. You can see across the region it's been pretty quiet except behind me. That's where our system is, and what it's left behind is high pressure. So clear skies, a few clouds, but those should stay out of our air for tonight, and we should get another beautiful day for our Sunday. It's still going to be a little bit cool though, but we should be getting a little bit warmer than what we saw today. We only had a high of 57, and we'll be a little bit closer to our average high tomorrow with temperatures getting into the lower 60s, but even with that being said, it's still going to be a below average day. Currently right now, as you can see on our tower cam, no clouds being lit up by any sort of street lights out there, and those clear skies are allowing our temperatures to drop pretty quickly. We're sitting in the lower 40s right now, dew point in the upper 30s, and that is going to kind of determine once again where our temperatures are going to settle tonight. So temperatures generally across the region, we're seeing now a middle 30s up towards the north, up in southern Arkansas. That's where the coolest and driest air has been. We're still seeing lower to middle 40s, even some upper 40s, mainly along and south of I-20. So it is going to be another chilly night tonight here in the Twin Cities. I don't expect us to get to the freezing mark. We should be dropping into the middle 30s, and across the arc limits for that matter, we really shouldn't go too much further from where we're at now. Most of us will be in the 30s, but notice no one really is expected to hit that freezing mark. So it is going to be chilly, but not quite freezing. For tomorrow, we should be a few degrees warmer. Again, just about a little under what we would normally see for this time of year, but lots of sunshine to go around. Good day to get out and enjoy it while it's here, because we do see some changes by the time we get into next week. And as this high pressure kind of moves out of the way, you see another storm coming in from the north and west. And this will be system number 1 that moves through for the Thanksgiving week. And this will bring our first round of showers and thunderstorms mainly later Tuesday night into very, very early Wednesday before the sun comes up, and then we'll get a little bit of a break between. So if you're wondering about Thanksgiving travel, this is kind of what we're looking at. We'll see cooler air behind that front, but not as cool as this system here, but then we'll quickly warm up, become more humid again by the time we get to Friday, and that's when those chances for rain start to return, and system number 2 comes in by the time we get to Thanksgiving weekend. So 7-day forecast shows kind of what we're dealing with here. Again, system number 1 looks to be coming in Tuesday into Wednesday, and peak travel time looking pretty good. So we'll just be kind of cloudy here, but we won't see that another system coming in until next weekend. That'll bring that chance for showers and thunderstorms. So good news there. We don't want to see the rain on Thanksgiving, and yeah, there's some good news for there. That's going to be it for weather. More coming up after the break.
Join NBC 10 for the 2019 El Dorado Christmas Parade. Live stream Thursday, December 12th at 7 on myarclimis.com. Sponsored by All Care Pharmacy, the City of El Dorado, and Auto Lube Express.
Are you the ghost of Christmas past?
Nah, I'm the future of shopping. With the low payment finder from Console Plus, get cool stuff today with low payments over time. Good credit or building it. More holiday, less humbug.
Black Friday is happening now at Console Plus. Up to 55% off Black Tag TVs and up to 50% off Black Tag appliances. Get your golden ticket in store for a chance to win a $10,000 shopping spree.
I work for Entergy.
And I'm committed to my customers. That means reliable, affordable power.
Every year, we save our customers millions.
Buying wholesale power at the lowest available cost.
New natural gas power plants ensure lower prices for years to come.
And we're giving you smarter technology to take control of your bill. Entergy Louisiana rates are among the lowest in the state and the nation. And I'm making sure they stay that way. Because together,
we power life.
I did some early shopping this year. One for you, one for me.
I love it. I got us a little something, too.
Yeah?
Yep. One for you, and one for me.
I love it.
Oh, actually, that was supposed to be for me.
I love it.
I like red.
Step up to GMC and get over $9,200 total value on this next generation Sierra Denali. Or current eligible GM owners get over $10,200. We are professional grade. GMC.
LSU Tiger fans, it's time to get up and go. Get in the game and get the inside stories on Go Nation. Sunday night at 11:30 on NBC 10. Sponsored by Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. News sponsored by Communa Health Services. New name, same quality care. Now, your local sports with Spencer Tillis.
Louisiana Tech's football team was looking to clinch the Western Division crown this afternoon and punch their ticket to the Conference USA Championship game in the process with earning a win, that is, at UAB. The Dogs fell shorthanded, missing a couple of their key players, including their starting quarterback, Jamar Smith, who continues to be sidelined while he's suspended. Aaron Allen getting a chance under center, and he was holding his own. Finds Isaiah Graham for the 42-yard score, and Tech would take the lead. But here come the Dragons. It's a little misdirection. Dylan Hopkins throws back to the other side of the field, finds a wide-open Garrett Prince for 6. Second half, UAB builds a 13-point advantage after Lucius Stanley right there takes it in from 3 yards out. But Tech not going away just yet. Allen trying to buy some time. Eventually, he finds Smoke Harris, and the refs would rule that he breaks the plane before getting pushed back out. That's good for 6, and just like that, they're back with a score. But that's as close as the Dogs were going to get as they end up dropping this thing. At one point, they had won 7 straight ball games. Now they've lost their last 2 and fallen to a 3-way tie for first place. 20-14 your final. Meanwhile, the lights were on over at Malone Stadium tonight as ULM was fighting to try and keep their bowl game hopes alive as they took on Coastal Carolina. Senior day for the Warhawks, a lot of pride with this group, and they were showing it early on. Down in the red zone, the handoff goes to John Johnson. Bounces it to the outside right there, and he takes it in from 12 yards out. Few minutes later, and then check this out. ULM backed all the way up to their 2-yard line, but they wouldn't be there for very long. Caleb Evans throws a dime deep to Marcus McCray, and he is gone. 98 yards on the score, the longest scoring play in ULM history, as the Warhawks would take a 7-point lead into halftime. Second half, and here comes Coastal Carolina. Kydron Tyler receives the punt, makes a lane, and he takes off 72 yards the other way. We got a shootout on our hands as they would go back out in front by 4. And back and forth we go. ULM's turn this time. Jackson, making his presence felt. Gets loose. 34 yards on the touchdown right there. The Warhawks would take the lead late in the 4th. But the game would be decided by this. Late in the 4th quarter, the ball hits the ground, and Ivan White Jr. comes up with it for ULM, and the Warhawks find a way to get a win. 45-42 your final.
We talked about it yesterday and in a team meeting. You know, I was talking to the players. I said, look, you know, last year we were 6-4 and, you know, and lost the last 2 games and, you know, and got bowl eligible. And, you know, maybe this is a year we can win the last 2. You know, it's just kind of the way it is. And so, anyway, I'm just excited to win. And, you know, I know they got a really good team, but we're looking forward to going to Lafayette.
And it was the battle for the Golden Boot tonight down in Baton Rouge as top-ranked LSU squared off against Arkansas. The Tigers coming in as 41-point favorites, one of the biggest spreads that you're going to see in SEC football in a while, and they were showing why they were favored by that much early on. Opening possession of the game, LSU's Joe Burrow finds Jamar Chase for the 37-yard score just 2 minutes into the ballgame. Hogs actually played pretty well after that. It was a 1-point game in the second quarter. And then LSU turned it up a notch. Clyde Edwards-Helaire with a 27-yard scamper and score. Tigers up 15 at that point. Second half now, Burrow with another one of his 3 touchdown scores. Again to Chase, 50 yards on the catch and run right there. But the story of the game was this guy. LSU at their own 11-yard line when Edwards-Helaire breaks loose, gets to the sideline, and he is gone. He had 188 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns on just 6 carries. LSU stays perfect, while Arkansas did manage to score 2 late touchdowns to cover the spread. 56-20 your final.
A good win for our football team, 11 ago. I thought Arkansas thought they got to give the coach credit. Excellent job by our offensive staff and excellent job by our players. Really proud of our football team tonight. I thought our defense played a lot better. Overall, 11-0, proud of this football team. But we're not done yet.
Meanwhile, we're on to the quarterfinals in the high school football state tournament. We got 16 teams left standing, and all of these games are going to be going on next Friday night. And right now, as you look at it, we have an opportunity to have cameras at all of the games. We'll have highlights from them for you during our last episode of this season's Football Friday Night Extra. our half-hour-long high school football roundup show. So be sure to tune in next weekend, and we'll bring you highlights and reaction from all over Arkansas and Louisiana as our teams try and get one step closer to being crowned state champs. That is going to be it for sports. We'll have one last look at your forecast coming up next.
Severe weather can hit at any time of day or night. Be safe and prepared with the KTVE KARD weather app for Apple and Android. Brought to you by Sam Henry, the bankruptcy attorney.
Yes.
Is on now. Unwrap the joy of a new CR-V, the best-selling CUV over the past decade.
That's all right.
Don't look good.
Yeah, it looks like it's both. Just what I don't need.
This is what you do need. Complete the application within minutes, and if approved, you may get the money you need as soon as tomorrow. Money's on the way with CashNet USA.
Surprise! A new Buick?
To James, from James.
Hey, is this a new Buick? I Secret Santed myself. I shouldn't have. I have been very good this year. I love it. I love it.
Turn Black Friday into Buick Friday all month long. Get over $5,600 below MSRP on this 2019 Buick Encore Preferred. Or get this low mileage lease on this 2019 Encore for around $199 per month. See your Monroe area Buick dealer.
Hi, I'm Randall Gilly. For over 40 years, Gilly's has served our community with exceptional service. We have some of the best trained employees in our industry, some that have been with us for over 26 years.
During the Lennox Fall Sales Event, receive up to $1,600 rebates or finance a new Lennox system for as low as $116 a month. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Just call the local guys.
Gilly's Heating and Cooling. We heat you up, we cool you down.
Call Creed and Creek today. We're your local injury attorneys.
Another beautiful day for our Sunday. Lots of sunshine, a little bit warmer too, and we'll see the warmer temperatures continuing into Tuesday. That'll be ahead of our next system. It'll also bring on the way scattered showers and storms. Then we'll see cooler temperatures for Thanksgiving, but we should stay mostly dry until we get to the next weekend. That's when system number 2 moves in.
All right, thanks, Brian. Well, that's all the time that we have for tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow at 5.
Love